Hi everyone, welcome to the Celebrity Diaries. George Benson, a notorious Arab-American musician, gloats a surprising vocation and a total assets of $5 million. Benson's process started as a kid wonder, quickly ascending to noticeable quality in the dynamic music scene of the 1960s. Benson's initial years were stamped by his uncommon capacity to play soul jazz, a type that he dominated close by striking performers like Jack McDuff. His capable guitar playing and imaginative style immediately procured him a notoriety as one of the most encouraging youthful artists of his experience. As Benson's profession advanced, he set out on a fruitful independent way, exhibiting his adaptability via consistently mixing types, for example, jazz pop, R&B, and scat singing. This diverse methodology not only featured his melodic aptitude yet likewise widened his enticement for a different crowd. His interesting sound caught the hearts of many, prompting the arrival of various collections that resounded with fans across the globe. Quite possibly of Benson's most huge accomplishments came in 1976, with the arrival of his collection Benson. The collection was a business win, procuring triple platinum accreditation and taking off to #1 on the announcement collection outline. This achievement cemented Benson's status as a significant power in the music industry and displayed his capacity to deliver hits that rose above customary classification limits. All through the 1980 Benson's shows pulled in huge crowds, further establishing his notoriety as a dazzling line entertainer. His capacity to interface with his fans through his music guaranteed that he kept a dedicated following even as melodic patterns advanced. Benson's commitments to the music business have not slipped through the cracks. Throughout the span of his distinguished lifetime, he has collected an amazing 10 Grammy grants. In expansion to his Grammy wins, Benson's inheritance was additionally regarded with a star on the Hollywood Stroll of Distinction. This renowned acknowledgement praises his enduring commitments to the media outlet and his job as a motivation to hopeful performers. George Benson was brought into the world on April 22, 1943, and experienced childhood in the socially rich Slope area of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Benson's melodic excursion started in a maybe whimsical way. At the young age of 7, he initially played the ukulele at a nearby corner pharmacy. This starting introduction to public execution procured him a couple of dollars, denoting the start of his deep-rooted commitment to music. Simply a year after the fact that at the age of 8 Benson's abilities had as of now landed him a gig playing guitar in an unlicensed dance club on Friday and Saturday evenings. Anyway, this early adventure into the nightlife scene was short-lived as the police before long shut down the foundation. Resolute by this mishap, Benson's energy for music kept on developing. By the age of 9, he had continued on toward recording music, a huge achievement for such a youthful craftsman. Out of the 4 sides he cut during his most memorable recording meeting, 2 tracks were delivered. She Makes Me Distraught. Furthermore, It Ought to Have Been Me. These tracks were delivered by Leroy Kirkland and delivered under RCA Victor's Beat and Blues name-notch records, albeit some sources guarantee the record was delivered under the moniker Little Georgie. The 45 insurgencies per minute name obviously exhausts the name. George Benson, confirming his way of life as an arising craftsman. Benson's initial encounters with music were not simply restricted to recording and performing. He likewise got formal instruction, joining in and moving on from Shenley Secondary School. His secondary school years were a time of development and getting the hang of, during which he sharpened his melodic abilities and was ready for the proficient world, a crucial add-up. Benson's initial profession was organist Jack McDuff. As a young fellow, Benson entered into a performing relationship with McDuff that endured quite a while. This association permitted Benson to create his ability further, especially in the domain of jazz. McDuff's impact was instrumental in molding Benson's melodic style and gave him significant experience in live execution settings. One of Benson's initial guitar legends was the eminent nation jazz guitarist Hank Laurel Festoon's creative procedures. Furthermore, exceptional sound left an enduring impact on the youthful Benson, rousing him to investigate the potential outcomes of jazz guitar. This motivation, joined with his own inborn ability, moved Benson forward on his excursion to turning into an unbelievable artist. George Benson's vocation took a critical jump forward when, at 21 years old, he recorded his debut collection as a band chief, the new manager's guitar highlighting the powerful organist Jack McDuff, whose collection checked the start of Benson's process, is a driving figure in the jazz world. This collection included Lonnie Smith on organ and Ronnie Cooper on baritone saxophone, displaying Benson's capacity to lead a dynamic and gifted trio. The science among the performers was unmistakable, and the collection was generally welcomed, further laying out Benson's presence in the jazz scene and proceeding with his useful streak. Benson delivered the yet again George Benson cookbook, which included Lonnie Smith and Ronnie Cooper alongside drummer Moran Booker. This collection featured Benson's developing ability as a jazz guitarist and his talent for creating locking-in modern music in the mid-1960s. Benson's ability grabbed the eye of incredible jazz trumpeter Miles Davis. Davis recruited Benson to play guitar on a track from the 1968 Columbia Discharge Miles Overhead. This cooperation with Davis was a vital second in Benson's vocation, putting him in the organization of the absolute most inventive performers of the period. Following his work with Davis, Benson endorsed Verve Records and afterward moved to Belief. Taylor CTI records, a name known for its jazz at CTI. Benson recorded a few collections, including a portion of the period's top jazz performers. Among these was his 1974 delivery of Awful Benson, made critical progress, coming to the best position on the Board Jazz Outline. The collection's prosperity was a demonstration of Benson's developing impact in the jazz world. Benson's resulting collections at CTI counted Great Ruler Awful, and Benson and Farrell, in cooperation with saxophonist Joe Frell, likewise performed well reliably, setting in the jazz top 3. These collections displayed Benson's adaptability and his capacity to mix customary jazz with contemporary impacts. In 1976, Benson's profession took an extraordinary turn with the delivery of Breslin on this collection. Benson sang lead vocals on this Disguise, a tune composed by Leon Russell. Benson's version, highlighting a noteworthy presentation in a lavish, heartfelt piano solo by Jorg Delto, turned into a significant pop, stirred things up around town, and won a Grammy grant for Record of the Year, denoting Benson's fruitful hybrid into the popular music domain that very year. Benson set out on the George and made a smaller than usual live visit with soul vocalist Minnie Ron. During this period, Benson additionally recorded with German guide Klaus Augmann, further enhancing his melodic coordinated efforts. One of the champion snapshots of his live exhibitions was the recording on Broadway caught during his 1978 delivery at the end of the week in L.A. This live rendition won a Grammy grant and became one of Benson's unmistakable tunes. Unfortunately, Minnie Riperton was determined to have terminal breast malignant growth. Furthermore, she died in 1979, adding a dismal note to this time of Benson's profession. In spite of this misfortune, Benson proceeded to flourish artistically, notwithstanding his performance work. Benson contributed as a guitarist. Furthermore, reinforcement artist Stevie Ponder's One More Star, a track from Ponder's widely praised collection Tunes in the of Life. This cooperation with Amazement further established Benson's status as an adaptable and sought-after artist in both the jazz and pop universes. George Benson's famous lifetime took a critical turn when Mission Records, an auxiliary of Warner siblings, helmed by the incredible Quincy Jones, delivered his advancement. Pop Collection Allow Me the Evening, delivered by Jones. The collection shot Benson into the pop and R&B top 10 with its title track Allow Me the Night. This achievement was something beyond an outline-beating hit. It was a critical second that saw Benson rediscover his vocal roots under Quincy Jones' direction. Benson investigated the vocal styles of his melodic icons, Nat Ruler, Cole Beam Charles, and Donny Hathaway. This investigation significantly affected his resulting vocal collections all through the 1990s, denoting a time of re-established imagination. Furthermore, imaginative articulation and acknowledgement of his commitments to music. Benson was granted a privileged doctorate of music from the Berklee School of Music in 1990. This honor praised his critical influence on the music business and his uncommon masterfulness. Benson's well-established coordinated effort with Ianzi finished in the making of the GB30 a restricted version guitar model with a dazzling gold leaf finish motivated by customary Japanese craftsmanship. This model celebrated the 30th commemoration of their organization on the GB signature models, representing an achievement in Benson's profession in 2009. Thanks for watching this video.